So here's some more fun news. You ready? This is an extraordinary move by the CDC to stop evictions, draws heavy criticism from housing industry and tenant advocates. So the CDC made put another moratorium on evictions. That sounds good, right? In theory. Yeah. So we want to get your thoughts on this. Like, cool, you can't get evicted if you lost your job because of the Rona or if you've been furloughed or anything. So this is a little longer story, so please bear with me, but we can take comments in the middle of it if there are any that pop up, Ray. So last Tuesday, September 1st, this story is about a week old. As temporary Rona-related evictions protections in several states has expired, the Trump administration announced a somewhat creative plan to stop most rental evictions through the end of the year. The White House issued an order through the Center for Disease Control. And I don't know if you guys have heard about them lately, the CDC. It's a little known center. They declared that evictions during a pandemic are a national health hazard. Good in theory, right? The unprecedented order by the CDC came after a federal moratorium on evictions from properties with federally backed mortgages expired at the end of July. While tenant advocates applaud the eviction action, most said the administration's move lacked the necessary financial relief for both tenants and landlords to keep them all from falling further into debt. The CDC order is really quite extraordinary, but if it's not coupled with rental assistance, it's just pushing the issue down the line, and it will snowball into a crisis that landlords and tenants will be recovering from for decades. And that's from Emily Benfer, a law professor at Wake Forest. You guys still there?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, I have to check in. So this is another quote. If tenants are unable to pay their rent, then this is okay. So a lot of these things, when they did the first forbearance and when they did the first eviction moratorium and all that stuff, it was about the renters and the actual people living there, which I love and I respect. But not a lot of the stuff was about, we mentioned on the show how we say it as realtors, but not a lot of them mentioned the landlords and the property owners. So this quote does mention that, which this is why I put it in here. So if tenants are unable to pay their rent, then millions of our nation's housing providers, many of whom are individual landlords and small business owners, will be unable to meet their mortgage obligations, make payroll to their own employees, maintain a safe and healthy living environment for their tenants, and pay their state and local government property taxes. So that's from Bob Brokesmith. He's the CEO of the Mortgage Bankers Associations. And then he goes on, the result would be a cascading reaction that would only exacerbate, love that word, the current economic crisis, leading to more job loss, financial pain, and long-lasting economic effects. So essentially, great move, but what's the meat behind it?
Yeah, Melissa, Mike Elizabeth Rodell brings up a good point. She says if the government is going to stimulus check, if the government is going to give stimulus checks to the tenants so they can pay rent or owners to pay mortgage, maybe it would be better if a portion of it was just going directly to the owner. Melissa Mars said, are you getting rolling backouts too? Oh, Patrick Ellis said, but no floods in Cali.
Still no floods, but I have a flood score. So
I'm going to bring back up what Emily said because I thought this was real pertinent to the conversation that we were having. She was one that texted me. She said, in my opinion, it's a horrible move by the CDC. Yeah. I had tenants that stopped paying rent, was unable to get them out. She said, I got extremely lucky. They moved, but they stole everything from the house. I assume you mean curtains, fans, dishwashers, holes in walls, tore a wall down and tried to steal an oven.
Oh my God.
She goes on to say that they were getting unemployment and stimulus, but choosing not to pay.
And where is Emily? Is she in St. Louis? I don't know where she's at.
She's in San Antonio, right?
Is she Texas? Oh,
yeah, she's definitely Texas.
I had the S right. Anyway,
unless she moved.
That'd be a big move. But so that's the thing. And we've kind of said it on the show and we're trying to be delicate about it. But what about the people that can pay their rent, still have a job, but also got a stimulus check and then just didn't pay? They're like, I'm not getting evicted. I'm not going to pay. There's no meat behind it. And this is with the original moratorium, not just this one.
Yeah, it's a huge problem.